Hi friends, good morning. Today we are going to discuss properties of Fourier transform. In the last lecture we have seen some properties and today we are going to explain some more properties regarding with this Fourier transform. Okay. See, first property is the linear property that already we have seen. That is, if you have two functions like f of t and g of t, okay, then its Fourier transform will be sum of the Fourier transform of the individual functions. Okay, that is a1 g1 of omega, g2 of omega, if you have two function f1 of t and f2 of t. Okay, and the second property is Fourier transform of f of at. Okay, suppose the Fourier transform of f of t is g omega. Okay, then f of at, if you multiply a constant a with this t, then the Fourier transform of this particular function will be, that is 1 by a g of omega by a. Okay, now the third property is, suppose you add, instead of multiplying a constant, you are add or subtract a constant with this t. Okay, then the Fourier transform of f of t is g omega. Then the, if you add or subtract a constant with this variable t, then you have another term, that is a raised to plus or minus I omega a into the g omega. Okay, g omega is the Fourier transform of f of t. Okay, then this is the additional term comes due to this addition or subtraction of this a. This will represent, there is a phase, the magnitude of this transformation does not change, but there is a phase change due to this term. Okay, so this is also an important property. And the fourth property is Fourier transform of minus it all raised to n into f of t. Okay, suppose the function f of t multiply with some term minus it all raised to n. Okay, n may be any value 1 2 3 4 5 etc. Okay, that is equal to d raised to n by d omega raised to n, nth derivative. If n is the value which we have taken as the power of minus it. Okay, so that is equal to d raised to n d omega raised to n into, this is g of omega. What is g of omega? G of omega is the Fourier transform of f of t. Okay, so in terms of Fourier transform of f of t, we are expressing the change comes in the left side. Okay, so that's only we are doing. Now Fourier transform of differential of a function, that is I omega into g omega. If f of t as a Fourier transform of g omega, then if you differentiate this f of t and then take the Fourier transform, then you have to multiply with I omega. Okay, that's only the change coming here. Okay, now complex conjugate, if you take the Fourier transform of complex conjugate of a function f of t, then the Fourier transform also become the complex conjugate, that is g star omega. Okay, so these are the properties which we have discussed in the last class, right? And now we are going to discuss some other properties. Now Fourier transform of cosine. Okay, cosine transformation. Okay, see, this we can represent as gc of omega, that is we can write as root 2 by pi integral 0 to infinity f of t cos omega t dt. Okay, suppose you have a function f of t, its Fourier cosine transform is root 2 by pi integral 0 to infinity f of t cos omega t dt. So what you have to do is, in a question you will give the value of this f of t. Suppose it is an exponential or any function. Okay, so you have to do this, you will get the Fourier cosine transform, okay, of the function. Now Fourier sine transform of, so the suffix represents, this c represent cosine transform, this s represent Fourier sine transform. Okay, so this gs of omega, that you can write as root 2 by pi integral 0 to infinity f of t sin omega t dt. Suppose you have a function f of t, its value you have to plug in this expression. Okay, then you will get Fourier transform of sine series. Okay, Fourier sine series. Okay, sine transform. Okay, now this is we can call it as convolution theory. Okay, what is convolution theory? Suppose you have a function w of t. Okay, w of t is equal to product of some two quantities, that is u of t and v of t. Now if I represent its Fourier transform with capital W of f, okay, and the Fourier transform of this u of t is u of f, and Fourier transform of this v of t is v of f, and then Fourier transform, if you have product of two functions, then Fourier transform will be equal to, it is the convolution product of u of f and v of f. What is convolution product? Okay, that we will discuss. That is implying this. Okay, see, so you can have a product of two functions, then the Fourier transform of is equal to the product of convolution multiple of the Fourier transform of the individual functions. Okay, so that means this convolution multiplication means that is represent u of t into v of t. Okay, that is minus infinity to infinity. Suppose this function u of t is represented with a time tau. Okay, this function v has a variation from the time. Okay, that time, that is equal to t minus tau into d tau. So this means the convolution multiplication. Okay, when I do a problem, you will get more idea. Okay, so this is the convolution theory. Now another property is the Fourier transform of an even function is even. Okay, that is important. See, suppose you have a function. What is even function? That means suppose you have a function f of t. Okay, so its Fourier transform I am taking as g of omega. Okay, or okay, g of omega. Now the Fourier transform of f of minus t, that is equal to g omega. Okay, then we can call it as it is even. Okay, now if you take a f of minus t, okay, then you are getting the Fourier transform as minus of g omega. Okay, then we can call it as it is. So Fourier transform of even function is even, Fourier transform of odd function is odd. Okay, this will satisfy this condition. Okay, so the next property, Fourier transform of Dirac delta function. Okay, that is very important. See, what is Dirac delta function? Del of x. Okay, we can represent del of x. Okay, so this Dirac delta function's Fourier transform, that's value is 1. Okay, if you take the derivative of Dirac delta function, Fourier transform of nth derivative of Dirac delta function, okay, that is f of del raised to nx. Okay, so its value is minus ik whole raised to n into f of del x. F of del x is 1. Okay, that is, so minus ik whole raised to n. Okay, suppose for an example, suppose you want to find the Fourier transform of del double dash x. Okay, so Dirac delta of double dash x. So we can write this as integral minus infinity to infinity del double dash of x e raised to ikx dx. Okay, so this is the Fourier transform, that is equal to minus ik whole raised to, here nth derivative, that is 2. Okay, that is minus square is plus, and I square is again minus square, that is minus k square. Okay, minus k square is the answer. I square is minus 1 and minus square is plus, and here k square. Okay, so this will be the result. Okay, so this way these all are very important result when we do problems. Okay, now another question is, another theory another property is Fourier transform of f of 1 by x square plus a square. Okay, so that is equal to root 2 by pi a into e raised to minus ak. That means if you want to find the Fourier transform of function with any a value. Okay, so 1 minute. Okay, suppose you want to find the Fourier transform of f of 1 by x square plus 3 square. Okay, so this is equal to this 3. Suppose you have given 3, then f of 1 by x square plus root 3 the whole square, right? So you can substitute this value here, that is root 2 by pi, and a value is now root 3. Okay, as per this equation a value is root 3, so by root 3 e raised to minus root 3 into k. Okay, so this is the Fourier transform. Okay, now based on these results we can do some problem. Okay, in the next class. Okay, so these 13 properties are very important. Most probable questions are coming from these properties. Okay, okay, thank you.